So you're looking at your pile of airsoft gear on Halloween thinking, yeah, that totally counts as a costume. Hold up. Airsoft equipment can be a serious hindrance at times, but it can also serve to help you with just a bit of planning. I've worn my gear for Halloween a few times, so thankfully I've learned a thing or two over the years. And it's more obvious than stuff like, don't be showing off a gun in public, because hopefully I shouldn't have to explain that one. What about a house party though? Surely you can wear whatever you want there, right? Well, let's discuss the burden of bringing guns to start. When you're with a group of close friends on private property and you have permission, there really isn't an issue with bringing your airsoft guns with you in order to complete a look for your costume. Holsters look pretty empty without a pistol in them. And I totally get that. Something you should keep in mind though is that if you've got a rifle slung across your back, it can be kind of tricky to maneuver a crowded kitchen. So make sure you have somewhere safe you can put your long gun if you desire, or consider leaving it at home altogether. As well, your expensive optics are likely to get bumped around in these kind of situations, so it might be worth removing them if you do bring your gun. Speaking about the kitchen though, let's discuss the reality of food and drink and how it doesn't always mix well with airsoft gear. To start with, if you're wearing a mask, it can become pretty difficult to eat things. Not to mention drinking, or maybe just wanting to have a proper conversation with someone.
Yeah, I really like the cheese dip.
What?
The cheese dip.
You are going to be finding a lot of reasons to take your mask off, and I wouldn't say to leave it behind, but I would say to bring a backpack or maybe even a dump pouch so you can put the mask into it for an extended period of time if you need to. Now, another issue with food and drink, especially if you're an outdoor airsofter, are spills. If you're lucky enough not to have your outfit stained for the rest of eternity, you're going to want to make sure that everything gets deep cleaned. Otherwise, you're going to be making some new friends on the field, of the insect variety. If we're clever though, we can actually use our airsoft gear to make eating and drinking easier. If you do have a dump pouch, these can be super useful for carrying anything from candy to refills of your favorite beverage. That way you don't have to leave the conversation. To level this up even further, we can take advantage of the MOLLE systems on our carriers or vests and hook up a hydration system. Then we just make our way over to the punch bowl, fill up our camel pack, and we're set for hours. Just make sure you leave some punch for everyone else. Oh, and do not forget to wash and sterilize your hydration system if you try this. Otherwise, your water might not taste the same ever again. Speaking of cleaning, it would be very considerate of you if you made sure that your gear isn't caked in mud before you sprawl out on someone else's couch. If you're an outdoor airsofter, then give those boots a good cleaning as well if you plan on wearing them. I will say that big heavy boots aren't exactly ideal when space is limited and toe stepping is possible. Well, not ideal for anyone else. If you are going out in public for any length of time, then I'd just like to make myself perfectly clear and state that I do not recommend that anyone openly carry airsoft guns as part of their costume. As well, for those of you with gear resembling police officers and other law enforcement officials, be extra cautious not to do anything that could be deemed as impersonation, because there is a fine line to be observed there. I know it might seem a bit excessive, but I just want to make sure that you all have a fun and, most importantly, safe Halloween. If you'd like to hear a bit of an airsoft horror story, then I'd watch this video here about my worst ever airsoft injury. Happy Halloween everyone, class is dismissed.